right, check it out. It's Romey-Mak, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to JetSense exclusive. In here again with another great episode. I'm in here with my big bro right here, Yooda. You know what I mean? Yooda, man, welcome to the thing. You know, we've been trying to do this thing for like forever. You know what I mean? But had to make it happen, like you said. It was happening when it's supposed to. You know, let the universe and God, you know, let them work. But you see, we got the drink. We got the drinks going. I'm gonna start off like this, man. There's been talk on the internet about DMX wanting to go at Jay for you know, for like a Verzus battle. I ain't really been watching these battles and nothing like that, but I did want to know what you thought about that, like DMX and Jay having like a Verzus battle. You think that would be a worthy thing, and who do you think would come out the victor in that?
Oh man, I think it would be a worthy battle. I mean, we all know Jay had hits. We damn sure know X had hits.
Oh yeah.
So it would be a great battle. I'm not sure who's gonna come out on top. The only reason I would give Jay the edge is because he have more work because of DMX, a couple of stints in rehab and jail, and you know, he wasn't out here working and Jay was working. Jay gonna have more of the hits than what X got right now. Yeah. So that'd be the more advantage for Jay. But I mean, hits, DMX got something in the chamber.
Oh yeah. What I wanted to get with you was on this though. Is it safe to say that had DMX had fallen into his demons, would he have been, if not as big as Jay, bigger? Because he had already had like the movies going. You gotta remember that. Like when X came out with 2 hot albums, back to back, and within the same fucking year.
You know, like you gotta look at it like this too. I mean, X was pumping, right? So at the point X, you gotta say at that time they were neck and neck. You can kind of give X the edge because he was in the movies. He was doing a lot of other stuff outside of music at that point.
Right.
So he was kind of the bigger artist. What I'm only speculation. Only speculation. When Jay became president of Def Jam, you kind of seen X dwindle away.
Do you think that was on purpose? You think that was an ego thing with Jay?
It could be.
Feeling DMX could have been a threat?
Yeah, of course.
Because I know Method felt some way.
Yeah,
damn sure LL felt some way about that was his last album on Def Jam.
Right.
And the nigga was hot at Jay. And I want to say he made a record about him. If I'm not mistaken.
You gotta say it's a threat because here's the only person at this time who can go toe for toe with you, and got just as many fans as you do, probably more because he in the movies. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you hit the brakes on him. You know?
Yeah, he damn sure did. It just puzzles me, man, because I'm telling you, like, I remember being in middle school. You know what I'm saying? Date my age, like when It's Dark and Hell is Hot came out. I think that was 8th grade. And when I tell you that when we heard that 1 2 1 2 come through, run through, like we lit the fuck up when that shit came on. You know what I'm saying? And then just the whole album, of course, the Rough Riders anthem and all of that shit. You know what I mean? But I just thought that X, everything he touched turned to platinum, fuck gold. Everything he touched turned to platinum. Like whatever you heard X on, it was just from the first time I heard him. I think the first time I heard him was the Locks, Money, Power, Respect, and then he spit one of my favorite verses on 24 Hours to Live with Mace. You know, and then got on Ja Rule shit. Right. With who else? Jay-Z. Right? It's Murder.
Now that we talking about X, have you heard the track with him, Ross, and
I was listening to that shit on the way home from work today. Dog, like I love him and Swiss have chemistry. You know, there's certain artists and producers just have that chemistry for each other.
Exactly.
And those guys, they have it, man. I listen to, like I said, I probably listen to that shit on repeat. There are a couple songs in the last 2 to 3 years that I played on. I can play on repeat and won't get tired of hearing it. One is that Just in Case from that series Godfather Harlem, which is a dope ass fucking yo. You gotta watch Godfather Harlem if you haven't seen the series. That shit is dope. But,
salute, sis. DJ, we see you.
Yeah. What's that motherfucker's name? Have you seen the series?
I seen the first episode, but I haven't got a chance to sit
It's
down and watch.
a nigga named Big Dick something, and he lives up to his name for the wrong reasons. If it's like a scene that go on in that shit, it's like for the wrong. I forget it's Big Dick Willie or some shit. I'm thinking that's the name from fucking the Pops on fucking Friday After Next, but whatever. It's some guy named like Big Dick something, and like the punishment is because the guy tried to rape what's the guy that from Forrest Whitaker plays in the shit, like the main dude.
Jesus Christ!
You know what I'm talking
about?
Yeah. But him, the main cat or whatever, a guy tried to rape his daughter.
Oh.
So because he was black, he didn't get him in trouble with the law, but he handled it from on a personal level, from a street level. You know what I'm saying? So they brought him in the garage, and he was like, "No, what you gonna do to me?" I was like, "I ain't gonna do nothing." And then he calls up Big Dick, whatever the dude name is, and he come in there. And he fuck homeboy. I said, yo, what kind of shit is this? But the series is dope. But that record right there, but that one, just in case, and then Mask Off by Future. As much as I don't fuck with Future, I don't really fuck with Future's music like that because I feel like it's all the same. It's very repetitive. You know what I mean? But I do fuck with Mask Off. The sample alone, you know what I'm saying? I love. Metro Boomin, he killed that. He killed that record. But so now that with that whole DMX J thing, now I guess DMX or Eminem wants to go at DMX in a versus battle. How you feel about that?
Listen, I'm taking nothing away from M, but you ain't fucking with D. You is not fucking with X. I'm sorry.
What do you make of that whole thing? Like Lord Jamar said, no, like none of the niggas in the hood are fucking with Eminem. Like, and I thought about this. I've never heard. They said, when have you ever just been in a club and just heard Eminem records being played?
You haven't.
But I don't take that away. Again, like I said, I don't take that away from him. I mean, if I'm a rapper,
not since I'm gonna say my name is. You might have heard that shit in the club, like. Every once in a while, depending on where you was at, like if you was in Miami and you was at Thong Thursdays back in the day at Banana Joe's, when Power 96 ran it, you might have heard a little Eminem. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Eminem. Me personally, I'm a fan of Eminem. It's funny. I never really thought about it. And I'm not like I'm not one of those people that feel like Eminem is dope just because he's white and doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like, yo, if I had to go against a guy in a battle that, I mean, the way he did shit in the movie 8 Mile, you know what I mean? That was a movie, but that shit that he does, that's the shit that he really does.
He's hell of a battle rapper. You cannot take that away from him. He gonna spit like the last album, Music to Die For. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I press play and ain't skip a song.
That's a non-skipper.
Yeah,
that's one of the
album was a press play and leave that shit alone. Don't touch nothing.
That album right there is a non-skipper.
I give him that, but I'm sorry, he's not fucking with X.
And I'm telling you, like the intensity that X had, it annoys me so much that X didn't get to where I felt like he could have gotten to because we just kept seeing. Rapper DMX arrested last night. DMX got caught with this, you know what I'm saying, shit on him. It's like, fuck, you know what I mean? And then you just see Jay just continuously rising and then getting one of the baddest women in the game.
So now, I saw this in an article the other day that they trying to blame Jay for the stuff that happened to Murder Inc.
I didn't see that. With catch me up on that.
When the feds raided them and all that was going on, they trying to say it was Jay who dropped the dime on him.
Really? Like and all them? Last Un?
Yeah, they trying to say it was Jay. I couldn't
It's
see
been a lot of, you know what's funny?
It's been a lot of shit.
It's been a lot of snitch talk though lately though. The whole shit with Snoop. They said Snoop dropped the dime on Suge. I do remember hearing that this week. No, not this week, but last week, saying that apparently Suge dropped the dime on his body. Oh yeah, Snoop's old bodyguard, Suge's old bodyguard. I don't even know if that's true because Suge need a bodyguard.
I wouldn't believe that with Snoop only because the amount of shit that Suge got Snoop out of, regardless of them falling out and all that other shit, I just don't see him dropping a dime because this nigga know everything you did. So that'd be the last person you gonna drop the dime on if you gonna drop it at all.
Yeah.
So I don't see that one.
Yeah, I don't know much about this whole Murder Inc. shit either. You know what I mean? But I mean, it'll come out. It'll come out in the wash. That's what we do.
It was Murder Inc. It was Rap-A-Lot. It was what was the other label? It was another label. It was like 4. They rated like 4 labels in one day. I don't know. But that shit was crazy.
Yeah, man. Wow. Speaking of snitches.
Okay.
What's this motherfucking name? Tasmanian 6ix9ine, Sega Genesis 6
Rainbow Head.
No, Tekashi 6ix9ine, and rappers that
Punky
do
Brewster.
snitch. And now they recently said something about the young rapper Gunna. Matter of fact, because I guess him, T.I. both appeared on this Crime Stopper shit or whatever. So my question is, how do you feel about? And I don't mean this about T.I. and Gunna. This is more so about Tekashi 6ix9ine. But how do you feel about rap? How do you feel about rappers who tend to taint the image of street music?
Okay,
coming from that, from that.
You got to look at it this way. Yeah, it's frowned upon, but 6ix9ine ain't grew up in the hood.
He did, yeah.
6ix9ine was a schoolboy, private school, who was just to the side of the rap. He needed to get around some gangsters to give him that credibility in order to sell them records and for people to believe it. Because if you look at those videos in the beginning, with everybody jumping around in the videos, remove them niggas from the video. Ain't shit going on. You really ain't paying attention to 6ix9ine. What you paying attention to the niggas jumping around in the video, throwing up their gang signs, popping willies, and doing all crazy shit. And mainly that's what people wanted to see. That's why they kept watching. What they gonna do next? What they gonna do next? Yeah, the song built up because it was part of the aura of what was going on. Mm-hmm. So naturally, people wanted to hear the song because it gave them that feeling like, oh, I can go out there and pop a willie. I can go out there and do some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But him snitching, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised at all because a lot of niggas ain't built for when that pressure come down.
So let me ask you this, because one of my best friends and who also is a fellow rapper, Jeffrey, that does the JET.Sense podcast with me. Shout out to Karumbe. He's like, I ain't playing that nigga's music. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And excuse me. Like I said, I don't come from no street background by any means. I am a suburban kid. I'm a military brat. All that shit. I ain't front act like I'm any of that. But like I said, you know what I'm saying? What is it to does that only exist within like rap music to where we feel like we're not gonna listen to a particular type of music just for the simple fact that person ain't really living like how they living. So like, should anybody listen to Rick Ross for the simple fact that Rick, you know what I'm saying, was a
okay.
You know what I mean?
Let me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me address.
Yeah, talk about that. Talk about that shit.
Okay, so most people saying, "Oh, Ross didn't live that life."
Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna set the record straight. We know some of the same people. Ross lived that life. What people got to realize is, in Miami, everything's a hustle. So if a nigga become a CEO, that don't mean he ain't a street nigga. It's a hustle. He could be the CEO and still moving the weight inside. Just because his face clean, he got the job. He ain't never been arrested. He ain't got no record. So yeah, he got the job, but that don't mean he ain't doing nothing illegal. He just happened to be on the other side of the law.
But you know what's funny about that? And again, like I said, I'm not disputing anything you just said with that, right? But as soon as he revealed, as soon as the story came out that, oh, Ross used to be a correctional officer, skyrocket. Still. You know what I'm saying?
Because people don't care.
Exactly. And that's what I feel about this whole Tekashi 6ix9ine shit. Because his record go? I mean, it didn't make number one because I guess he was crying to that to the young
Ariana Grande.
Yeah, exactly.
And Justin Bieber brought them
exactly. On some ego bullshit.
Nah, again, snitching.
Yeah.
Again, snitching. But that, like I said, you got to think about 6ix9ine's target audience are suburban kids, right?
Yeah.
These are kids who the closest they gonna get to the hood is music. They can go act like they gonna do some shit and nothing, but we know they ain't going in the hood. If they do go in the hood, it's because they know somebody from the hood. And they there maybe 10, 20 minutes and they already gotta go. They ain't going to the hood. So his target audience don't care about him snitching. They ain't from that life. They from, if somebody touch you, little Timmy, you tell us. You know what I'm saying? That's where they from. So they don't care about snitching. It's us from the hood who really shouldn't care about it neither, because we already know he ain't built like that. So why even give him your energy to begin with?
That's a great point. Definitely a great point. Yeah. All right, well, like you said, being here from Miami, as a veteran rapper, how do you feel about the representation for Miami music in the industry?
I feel like it's very slim.
Yeah.
And it should be a lot more. I think we should have just as much representation as Atlanta. Just as much representation as New York. As Cali. I think we got just as amount of rappers that could do it. The issue is, it's not the industry, it's us.
So what exactly is going on here in Miami that's preventing you guys from from achieving that level of success?
The problem is everybody want to be the mayor, or everybody want to be the king, instead of just saying, look, we're gonna start a wave. If you jump out first, cool. We're gonna push your shit, jump out. Whoever next in line, we push your shit, jump out, and we just keep pushing each other's shit until everybody on top. It sound good, but that ain't happening.
You good on the drink?
Yeah, I'm good right now. It ain't gonna happen because everybody wanna be on top. I ain't gotta be on top. Everybody, you can go down my timeline for years, as long as Facebook been out. Because I was doing this shit when there wasn't no social media. I have supported any artist from Miami that I met at an open mic, at a show, script club, whatever. I posted their shit before I even heard it.
Unconditional love.
Yeah, I posted their shit. Why? Because you're in the same struggle as me, and I respect that because I know you getting it, and I know what's going in it. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got no problem saying share. And then when I listen to it, even if I don't like it, I'ma share it. Because it ain't about what I'm liking. Somebody else might like it that I know. So I'ma share it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about me. My ego ain't big.
You secure who you are.
Yeah, I'm secure who I am as an artist.
All right. Well, like I said, we talking about you being here from Miami. Who do you consider to be like the king or kings of Miami when it comes to Miami hip hop?
Well, if you're gonna talk about King, you gotta get to Luke. Cause see, Luke set it off. And Luke, matter of fact, if you want to talk about hip hop, period, and the way it's selling, you gotta give Luke the crown. Cause Luke, the reason y'all got that parental advisory stickers on y'all music. See, I bet y'all didn't know that.
Yeah.
So without that, and him going up against the nation in court, so you could say whatever you want to say on your music. Luke did that. So guess what? That's the king right there.
All right. So you got anybody else that you would consider to be like as far as like a Miami influence?
Yeah, I give Luke, Trick, JT Money. I give Ross. Gotta give Greasy his. He doing his thing right now. You know, pretty much everybody who's up there that broke out of here, you gotta give them their just due, because they did it. Regardless of how they did it, or who got behind them or who didn't, or whatever, what not be, they did it and they continuing to do it. So guess what? Salute.
All right. Okay. Well, obviously this week was it this past Sunday we ended the Last Dance series. Michael Jordan. As you can see, been a Bulls fan since age 4. You know what I'm saying? Because of the older cousin. You know what I'm saying? We didn't grow up in Chicago. Grew up in Salisbury, Maryland, and I guess for me, Suffolk, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? But my older cousin was big on the Chicago Bulls. So whatever Richard was going to do, I was going to do. If he became a drug dealer, I'd have been a drug dealer. That's just the influence that, you know what I'm saying, being older, that's what it would have been. But I wanted to know, what was your take on the series of the Last Dance about Michael and everything, and probably really what episodes and what things in the episodes kind of stuck out to you?
Well, you know, I lived through most of it, so I saw it firsthand.
Yeah.
So a lot of it was not even so much the documentary; it was remembering where I was when a lot of that shit happened. Yeah. That was more of the nostalgia for me. Like, damn, like when with the series with Utah, I can remember what. Matter of fact, what's funny is I got in trouble for the game that they lost. Yeah. Because I punched a hole in the wall because they missed that shot. So I got in trouble for punching a hole in the wall. Like, I remember all of this stuff. The only thing that I could say was new to me in this series was about the flu game being the food poison game.
Yeah, the whole narrative has changed.
Yeah,
it's no
now
longer the flu game.
It's the food poison game. And the crazy thing is, you can only blame MJ for that. Why with the two other people in your room did you order the pizza?
Yeah, it's kind of foolish.
Why would you order it in your name? You could have ordered that shit in your trainer name, the other nigga that was in the room with you. Because guess what? They not Michael Jordan.
You could have had Horace Grant order the pizza.
you could have had the 15 seed on the team. Back then it was only 13. So you could have had him at 13, wake his ass up, because you Michael Jordan, he gonna get his ass up. Yeah. Wake him up and say, order me a pizza, and put it in your name, and nobody would have poisoned that shit, because guess what? His ass ain't playing no way. He ain't no factor. But you ordered the pizza in your name, knowing who you was, and that's what happened. Yeah. I bet that's the last time he ordered the pizza.
Man, listen, it was amazing to see, like, the Rodman shit for me. Like, again, this motherfucker was like, yo, while Scotty was out, he was doing everything. You know, he was Jordan turned. That was the only one he could rely on, because Rodman came to work. Whenever Rodman might have been into some wild shit that, you know what I'm saying, that most folks that really ain't been involved in. But when it came down to the, like, on the court to doing his job, he never worried. Listen, he got pissed off when the motherfucker, I think he got kicked out the game, right? No, he got kicked out the game. He was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Rodman is the lifestyle GOAT.
Man, listen, the motherfucker skipped practice to be on Nitro, and that was my time frame of wrestling too.
And I remember that. Yeah. I remember that episode too. Man, but it's crazy. Like, this man lives. if anybody can say a motherfucker live, Rodman live. Phoenix, what up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rodman live, man.
Yeah, man. Rodman, it's like a reminder of like doing what you want to do regardless of like what anybody thinks of you type thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you can appreciate that with Dennis Rodman because the motherfucker wore anything. The nigga wore dresses. He dressed up like a fucking RuPaul. He wore what he left practice to go be on wrestling, as my daddy would say. Motherfucking wrestling.
And he did what the fuck he wanted to do. And they didn't care who said anything about it.
Yep. And he was securing himself so much that it didn't even matter. They fined him. Let me break down the numbers for you.
Okay.
They fined him, I think it was like $20,000 for that incident, for him leaving the thing, right? Mm-hmm. I think he got paid $200,000 for being on Nitro.
So it was pocket change.
It sounded like a good business deal to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, but we used to just saw like a lot of different shit in the whole like the bullying shit of what Michael did. Yeah, was it toxic behavior? Yeah, toxic behavior. But he brought the best out of.
That's why I don't think it was toxic.
If they did that today, if you think,
that
you know what I'm saying?
Because the league is pussy now. Yeah, I said it. It's pussy now. A motherfucker blow on you, foul, technical. Well, a motherfucker blowing.
Ain't nothing personal against LeBron, but LeBron is passive when it comes to like dealing with stuff. Because I guess he would indirectly talk about his players, like Kevin Love in a tweet or whatever. We've seen LeBron do.
You know, the one thing I can say about LeBron, prior to LeBron coming to the Heat, LeBron was
alone.
He was very passive. He was like, but listen, it's one thing you gonna learn living in this city is you gonna get an aggressive streak to you. Everybody around this motherfucker is aggressive. Driving.
Oh yeah.
Walking in the store.
Man, listen.
Answering the phone, like everybody's aggressive. So
speed limit says 60.
And motherfuckers doing 85.
80. You gotta keep up.
You better keep up, or you gonna get ran off the road. So everything here is aggressive. So he gained some nuts when he came here.
Speaking of the king, as my man Shannon Sharp would say, listen, Skip, because I'm gonna tell you something. Like the king of Akron, he's the best basketball player to ever do it. But does this documentary put pressure on LeBron as far as like, I guess just the rest of his career? Because again, I just feel like people got reminded, and some people got shown how dominant Michael was during his time frame in the league.
Right, but see, here's why I say no, it doesn't. Right. Jordan is from an era where, nigga, this is my show. Nice. I don't care what you say. I'm gonna ball, and if I feel like passing you the ball, I'm gonna pass it. That's what Jordan's from. Now LeBron, who grew up watching Jordan, because I just saw his little thing he did with Maverick and homeboy talking about the series, but LeBron is from the participation trophy era, where every kid on the team get a trophy.
AAU.
Not even AAU, just period. Because it goes in the football too. Because you on the team, you get a trophy. Here you go. You ain't earned shit. That's the era LeBron come from. So what he does is, I got to get everybody involved. Because that's what coach said we got to do. Everybody got to be involved. That's where he comes from. That's his mind state from the kid. So of course, as an adult, he gonna have the same mind state. Versus somebody else when, I'm a ball hog. Fuck you, nigga. You better get a rebound if you want this ball.
I mean, but honestly, that shit you can change that mindset though. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer that you might come from that shit.
That's your foundation.
You can still, but it's I believe that you can have like a growing mindset. Like again, like you said, if you come from something like again, let's just say somebody goes to this college, right? Mm-hmm. You're already on the team. I come from this no name school or whatever. I'm the man on my team going there, and I'm just like this. I'm real timid motherfucker. But here I come on this team. I got all these alpha males or whatever. That's just like, yo, you gotta shape up or shape out type shit. All I'm gonna do is pick up that thing. But like you said, the industry, the NBA is now a league where it's a lot of rules that like protect players from like aggressiveness.
Right.
Like players such as Draymond Green. Draymond has the trash talk of the 80s and the 90s. What? You know what I'm saying?
What?
He has
and
that.
He play like that.
You know, a lot of people get on LeBron because LeBron will pass. They feel like LeBron is like a pass first guy. And I thought was very interesting. Like, it was a quote that I shared on a meme, and what is it? They showed about Kobe and Jordan. Jordan was like, I forgot what he said. You don't want none of this or some shit like that. And Kobe was like, you know who I am? Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. That's just where he was cut. You know, it's cut from.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what Kobe grew up seeing. He grew up seeing MJ dominate. He grew up being that type of player. Kobe didn't grow up in the participation age. Mm-hmm. Kobe grew up in our era. Like, nigga, this is my shit. I don't care what you want. You better get a rebound and take it down. And then you better pass it to me when I say pass it.
So what do you make of, obviously we talked about the MJ documentary, but what do you make about the NBA coming back?
We need it. I'm sorry. Like, the stands can be empty for a while until, we get things back with this COVID shit on the wraps. But we need it, dog. Like, I'm dying with it. I'm tired of watching reruns.
You watching Netflix series and shit?
I done watched every Netflix series. I done watched everything on the Fire Stick.
Everybody get to watch Martin again, man.
All of Martin. I don't watch. I can only watch Harlem Night so many times, even though it's funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need sports. We got to be able to take our mind away from everything that's going on. And that's what sports does. It gives you an outlet for 4 hours of not worrying about what the fuck going on in the world. For 4 hours, you ain't got to worry about COVID. You ain't got to worry about niggas robbing you. You ain't got to worry about somebody trying to take your shit. You ain't got to worry about the issues you got with your baby mamas, your wife, whatever it is that you got going on. You ain't got to worry about none of that for 4 hours. Because guess what? Everybody watching the goddamn sports.
You never miss the water till it's gone, man.
Yeah.
Like, you don't realize like the value, the value of sports and shit. Because a lot of women too. Like, they said they had a lot of memes and shit. Like, I think it was like being funny about like, because sports is not here. Like, girl, I gotta suck dick like twice or some shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, graphic as fuck about the shit, but you know what I'm saying?
Your ass wanted that attention.
So, you know what I mean? It was like, damn, man, I wish they would bring the NBA back and the NFL back for this shit. Yeah, go ahead. It's all you. Right. You know the rest of that shit. But I don't know, let me toss it to some other shit real quick. Boosie. Boosie went on a goddamn podcast, and Boosie was honest.
Goddamn Boosie.
He was honest. So Boosie is getting shit right now. I think the city of Atlanta is actually suing this motherfucker for the simple fact that he went on and for those who don't know, he went on the podcast or some podcast or whatever, and he was talking about how he got his son some pussy at his teenage boys at 12, 13, 14, yeah. something around that, that age, you know what I mean? And what's wild is, like, for me, I remember being 11, 12, talking about trying to get pussy.
Something, right.
Now, granted, my daddy my dad at that time wasn't telling me, like, yo, you need to be going out there and doing that shit. But I do remember, like, hearing older kids, whether they was telling the truth or not.
Right.
Yo, we are literally trying to get some cut up. You know what I mean? Some cut it, like they say, ATL or whatever. But, I don't know, man. What do you make of the shit? Like, as far as like Boosie goes, being a father and in the public eye, and
like, okay, Me personally, those are his children. Those are his children. That's his business. I got a 10-year-old son, right? I wouldn't dare, because at his age now, that's toxic.
Yeah.
That's really toxic for his mind right now where he is, because it's gonna fuck his head up. Because right now he in the books. He's a fucking genius. You know what I'm saying? So for me to introduce that to him at 10, 12, whatever the fuck it may be, it's toxic. And to me, that's not being a good parent. You're not parenting.
Right.
Even though if you look back in history, and I can understand why Boosie did what he did to a certain degree. If you look back in history at your great grandparents, their parents, a lot of these motherfuckers had kids at fucking 11 and 12 years old.
Yeah, my mother was born when my grandma was 16.
See?
17, excuse me.
But
my uncle was born at 16.
But look, you remember The Color Purple? How old the motherfucker was? 12, 11, and she had to go marry. You know what I'm saying? That shit happened. That ain't no shit they just wrote in the story. That shit actually happened, and that was the norm at some point in our society.
Yeah, but I also believe that we as a people, especially black folk, we have to learn from roughly our mistakes and shit. Now, granted, Boosie's only doing what was taught to him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? For instance, like with my pops. I remember my pops telling me that hell, he was as young as I think like 9, and his older cousins and shit was forced him to have something with, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, like I don't say older. She wasn't a grown woman. I think she was like a teenager or some shit.
I was 9. The first day was like 16.
15. I was 15. 15 in the back of the bowling alley. You
9.
know what I'm saying?
In Georgia. I ain't gonna say where I was at in Georgia. Y'all don't even know all that shit, because then you tell them that's snitching. For all you need to know, I was 9. See, I ain't gonna snitch on myself.
Oh, Tekashi 6'8" over here. Shit.
I ain't never tell on myself.
Yeah, but you know, it is a lot of, you know what I'm saying, like I said, I would call that like toxic shit, but it comes from what has been taught, you know what I'm saying, something that was passed down and shit. But we also gotta have like the mindset to be like, all right, a 12-year-old probably shouldn't be doing this shit, you know what I'm saying, and actually, you know what I'm saying, like they come, you know, I don't say they don't come from money, but you know, Bootsy earned every fucking dollar that he got. But like those kids, I think Bootsy probably had money like when them kids was like younger. You know, if not, he had just gotten into it.
He was probably just getting money, but then you gotta remember Bootsy was gone for like 4 years.
Right.
So, I mean, Bootsy ain't the model parent, y'all. Like,
there you go.
Don't sit there and you know, you can't put that type of responsibility on somebody who, you know, that ain't what they're about.
Right.
Like, he wasn't here. Like, all he can remember is being locked up and wanting some pussy. So guess what happened when he got out? He got him some pussy, and now he want his sons to get him some pussy.
He got some wild ass Instagram lives, yo.
Hey,
he got women just, you know, the quarantine shit. Him and Tory Lanez. Shout out to him and Tory Lanez, man.
Boys, yeah.
They had Megan Thee Stallion up there on Tory shit, shaking that ass and
thank
shit.
God I'm in my marital status.
Hallelujah.
I ain't got to deal with none of that crazy shit going on.
But so let me ask you this though: what do you think is going to happen to Boosie because of this shit? Though?
Nothing at all. If nothing happened to 6ix9ine, ain't nothing happening to Boosie.
But there's a difference between Boosie and 6ix9ine. Boosie
ain't snitch.
Boosie's black though.
But it's okay. Guess what? We gonna support Boosie.
Oh, we gonna support Boosie, but it ain't. Boosie. We supported the Trayvon Martin shit, and we know how that turned out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm saying is like, the government know what the fuck they're doing.
You know what? My thing with this whole rallying shit, and why I don't be quick to jump on the rallies when these people be marching and doing all this stuff.
Right.
It's not that I ain't trying to support, because I'm behind my African American people 100%.
Right.
The problem is y'all fair weather marchers.
That's the
problem.
Let's go. Let's actually
y'all. When shit happen, you want to march.
Easily distracted.
Easily distracted. You want to march, and then 3 weeks from later, you ain't marching no more. Cause guess what? You over here now.
Have you seen people wearing Gucci recently?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like shit like
that's what I'm saying. So it's like, why should I put that energy out into the atmosphere? Because when I go, I'm gonna go 100. I'm gonna go all in. So why I'm gonna go all in if you gonna turn around and leave?
Mentally, we're I would say collectively, we are not strong enough to have that type of movement. Like you remember back in the 50s and the 60s, to have a bus sit in or whatever, like a restaurant sit in and shit. We don't have that right now because motherfuckers is too insecure within themselves and they're about status. So you're too selfish of a person, you know what I'm saying? So exactly. It's like, yo, I got to get on. Like, yeah, I really want to ride. I really want to ride and boycott Gucci, but they got a nice belt. I got to have this motherfucking belt. Look how I'm shining and shit.
But see, here's my issue with that too. I guarantee you know somebody from your hood that got a clothing line. What made Gucci popular? What made Gucci that everybody gotta have it? Us putting it in rap music, us making it popular. So you can take that same homeboy or homegirl from the hood who started a clothing line and wear that shit in your video. Stop promoting that. And let us get up there and be the fashion. Stop giving them your money. They don't want to make it for you to begin with. But you want to keep putting your money in their pockets because that's what the world say you need to have. You got to be Gucci down. You got to be Fendi. You got to be Versace. You got to be up. Fuck that.
Status. That's that status bullshit.
I wasn't nothing but Fiji.
Our value is not in the clothing line. We are the ones that bring value to that shit. Yeah. Think about that Popeyes chicken sandwich shit, man.
You see me?
Who was talking about that Popeyes chicken sandwich before we were?
Nobody.
The value is in us. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what that is.
And they know that because guess what? It wasn't even no marketing for that chicken sandwich. All they did was drop that shit in the hood.
There was no, There
was no marketing campaign.
Have you seen a commercial for? Have you yet to see a commercial for that Popeyes chicken?
They have them now.
They do now.
Now, but guess what? You know what they was promoting when they dropped that chicken sandwich? The $5 big box. That's what was all on TV. So when people started talking about chicken sandwich, I was like, what chicken sandwich?
I didn't know either. I ain't even had this shit yet.
I'm watching TV looking for the chicken sandwich. All I'm seeing is the $5 big box. But then I'm on Instagram and people posting chicken sandwich. I'm on Facebook, people posting chicken sandwich. I'm looking, they $5 big box. So what the fuck going on? I said, oh, so it was one of them shits. Mm-hmm. They just dropped that shit in the hood and let y'all niggas run wild over some chicken. I'm here to tell you, nigga, I spent 5 years in Chick-fil-A. That chicken sandwich ain't shit.
This motherfucker is taking your side in the war on that shit, huh?
I love Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I go there. That Popeye chicken sandwich ain't shit. Have I eaten it? Yeah, baby, like 3 times. Because it's convenient.
I ain't had it yet.
It's convenient to where I live. So it's 3 Popeyes on my way. Well, 2 on my way home and 1 2 minutes away from my house. Chick-fil-A too far. So guess what, Chick-fil-A? I know somebody gonna show y'all this. Y'all bring a Chick-fil-A down south. I bet. Okay. Keep playing, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Let me go into something else with you.
Okay.
Man. All right. 2-part question, really. As a man, now you know how we see like Megan Thee Stallion that's out here right now. She's killing the game or whatever. But she also we also see her showing like her body a lot. She got a badass body too, by the way. But as a man, how do you feel about our women showing their bodies for like attention?
See, that's a catch-22. And why I say that is because, yeah, it's nice to look at, right? But then at the same time, it's like, if that was yours, would you want her to be doing that?
that goes into my second. That's gonna go into my second question for you.
Not me.
Because my second question is, as a father, how do you feel about a woman showing their bodies for like? Attention?
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Like
as a listen,
because again, as a man, it's like we know what we like to see.
Listen, I could be watching a movie and my daughters are sitting on the couch next to me, right? And it could be a movie I done seen a million times. If I know something coming up, I'd be like this. I'm covering their eyes. You don't need to see that. It could be nothing. It could be nothing, and I'm covering their eyes. And guess what? Nah, not mine. Not as long as I'm breathing. Or I can control them. I wouldn't even say control, parenting. As long as I'm the parent and steering them on the right path, they ain't gonna have to worry about that. Cause daddy gonna make sure they pockets gonna be straight. You ain't gonna have to show nothing for no attention. Cause you get all the attention right here. Daddy gonna give you all the attention you need.
It's like I said, as a man, I know what the fuck I like to see. You know what I'm saying? As far as like on the body and shit. And then it's like as a father,
that's why I say
the double standard is like I said, it is a double standard.
Don't get it wrong. It's good to look at, but you don't want it to be yours.
Exactly.
And like if it was your old lady, you won't want her out there like that. Now, here's another thing on that. Because you gotta look at it this way. If this is what you met her doing, you can't be mad.
Yeah, exactly. You accept it. You appeared to accept her the way that she was when you met her.
When you met her, if this is what she was doing when you met her, you can't complain. You can't stop that.
So
you can't do none of that. All you gotta do is accept it. This is you like it. This is what you seen her doing. You gotta continue to let her do it.
So what do you make of folks who tend to fall for the idea of somebody in your mind? Again, if you're going into it like you said, if you met me like this and you accepted me, then you accepted me. Right. You know what I'm saying? But if you have this idea like I can change her or I can change him type shit, you know what I'm saying? Then what do you do? You know what I mean? Like as far as like that, because now you're falling for like the idea of somebody.
So now I'm gonna tell you right now, if you go into a situation thinking you're gonna change somebody, you already failed. Cause if this is how they was getting their money before you,
right? This
is how they gonna continue to get their money while they with you. So you thinking you gonna come in and listen? I know some. See, I ain't telling names. I would never name names. But like I know relationships with people who they felt like they was gonna change the other person, or they would pretend like they liked.
Right.
What the person was doing
to get what they wanted.
And then try to change them and over time, and ended up backfiring.
Like I said, a lot of us are very, very selfish, man. We're thinking about our selfish needs. We'll bypass the shit that we don't like to get to the shit that we do want and like. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's funny. It's just funny how that goes. Where
somebody just asked a question: Why do the females you grew up with never support? I'm gonna tell you right now. You know why? Because they know you. Because in their eyes, you ain't the celebrity. You just nigga from the hood, right? So they not gonna support you. They gonna support somebody they don't know, because they don't really know shit about them. So they got this ideal in their head about who they are. So they gonna support that, but they know you. They know you can sing, they know you can do this, or they know you can rap, or they know what you could do. So they know you already.
Nobody wants you. People want you to do better, but they don't want you to do better than them.
Especially when they know you.
A lot of shit. Yeah, exactly.
Especially when they know you.
Because that's that ego shit right there. Like I don't want you. Like I want you to get on. Don't get me wrong. I want Yooda to fucking. I want you to win the Grammy and everything. But I'd be damned if you gonna do it before I do. You know?
Exactly. And that's
I got to be in the Hall of Fame before you can even get a fucking Grammy type shit.
What's crazy? What's crazy is I was in a group, right?
Yeah.
So my niggas, we still cool. We talk to this day. Like I just submitted the second album we ever did to go up for media because we had a discussion the other day about done. Everybody keep asking for it. I'm seem like I'm the only one who got it. So I'm like, all right, cool. I put it up. I sent it off to my distributor, so it'll be up It'll be up, I think, next week on all streaming platforms. But it's like people didn't support. Like people supported the group, right? Per se. But then when the group dismantled, you really see who supported who. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. At the end of the day, like I support everybody. I don't care. Like I ain't gotta know this person. You from Miami? You ain't even gotta be from Miami. You live in Miami and you doing your thing. Mm-hmm. You got Yooda support all day. I'ma post it. I'ma retweet it. I'ma do whatever. I'ma shout you out because it's love. Like it's genuine love. Like I love this music shit. I can never. I don't have to blow up. I don't have to get to the status of a Jay-Z or nothing to be successful for me. I'm leaving a catalog. You know what I'm saying? My children.
It ain't about famous for you.
Right. My children.
It's more about the successful aspect. You know what I'm saying?
My children would eat forever off of what I'm doing. Cause who knows? I might be dead and gone one day, and they might start playing my shit. Guess what? The royalties going to my wife and my kids, so they straight. You know what I'm saying? It's like a start. Mm-hmm. It ain't shit right now, but who know what it's gonna be tomorrow or in the near future? That shit'll jump up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right, man. We're getting to like the closing aspects of the exclusives, man. Like I said, big bro, I appreciate you being on here with me, man. You know what I'm saying? Letting this, you know what I'm saying, this 2 cents journey go. Of course, we definitely got to shout out, you know what I'm saying, Diva J and Candy out there, you know what I'm saying, commenting or whatever on the interview, man. We definitely appreciate that. I wish, you know what I'm saying, we definitely get like a Diva J and friends in before, you know what I'm saying, I take my talents up to Georgia, you know what I mean? But I want to jump into this, being the rapper that you are, being so involved with hip hop music all these years. Top 5 rappers that have influenced your rap style. If any.
But see, I'm a little different.
Okay.
Because rap wasn't my first love. R&B was my first love. But you hear this voice? This ain't no singer voice. So I had to, because I love music so much, it was either continue playing the saxophone and trumpet, or becoming an artist, which I couldn't sing, so the next best thing for me was rap music.
I'm gonna stop you right there, and I'm gonna cut into you with this. Then I'm gonna ask you this question. All right, R&B was your first love.
Yes.
5 R&B songs that remind you of your childhood.
Bad. What's going on? Right. I heard that shit a lot. Barry. Something from Barry. Because I heard that a lot. It's been a long time coming.
Sam Cooke. Right. Got one more.
And this was gonna trip you out. Motherfucking Bobby.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Bobby.
Bobby Brown?
Bobby.
Yeah, which record? Which record by Bobby?
Tenderoni.
Man, listen. between that and Rock With You, Babyface put that motherfucker on.
Yeah.
Babyface gave Bobby practically goes on tour off of one fucking album. Cause name me any. I mean, of course he had Girlfriend, like, you know, that was his first joint that it came out or whatever. But name me another record after that album where Bobby can just promote besides Humping Around and shit. The Humping Around, you know what I'm saying, Humping Around
right,
record.
But that album,
man, Bobby's album, like, what is it? That was Don't Be Cruel. Yeah. The Don't Be Cruel album. Babyface and
to this day,
L.A. Reid hooked that motherfucker up.
I put Bobby on that Pandora, and I feel like I'm a kid again, bro. And I be at work just dancing and shit. Yeah. Singing in this motherfucker, like, that's Bobby. Like,
let me ask you this, and then we'll get back into that rapper joint.
Okay.
Was New Edition better with or without Bobby?
I gotta say with. The only reason I say with is because, like, that was the foundation. That nucleus was the foundation.
Think about their
now.
When you think New Edition, what is the go-to? What's the go-to record? What's the go-to record? As soon as if you think New Edition, what's the first record that comes to your mind? Mine is "Can You Stand the Rain."
Okay.
No Bobby.
Yeah.
And it's
no Bobby.
It's just
no Bobby
Johnny and that screaming and shit.
Johnny, yeah. Yeah. Now Johnny came. Like, look, they ain't miss a beat. They ain't miss a beat when Johnny joined.
No.
But when Bobby came back.
What you
When Bobby came
what's your
back,
what's the record with Bobby though? Because it's like for me, the one joint they had that it gets kind of slept on. It's the "You Don't Have to Worry" remix, and it was a video that Missy was in, and Puff Daddy. You know, Puff Daddy always talking on the videos,
yeah, dancing,
come to death row. You know,
yeah.
But that record, I think he had like the bulletproof vest on and the Yankee hat on in that joint.
Like, I mean,
but that was the one for me. Like, I feel like they are. I feel like together, collectively, definitely that you know, it was they were great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With both Johnny and Bobby, they're just the egos, man. What couldn't survive that shit, as we saw in like the movie or whatever. And speaking of the movie,
okay,
what did you think of the fucking portrayal that they had? Because this would fuck me up. Mm-hmm. They made it seem like Bobby was the only one fucking girls. They got a record called "Any Heartbreak" that talks about them just being with different girls, but the portrayal in the movie that they did on BET showed nothing but like Bobby doing all the foul shit.
They show
Ralph was the lead fucking singer of the group.
Homeboy, why can't I think his name? Ricky. Now they show Ricky.
They show Ricky with the drugs. I'm talking about like.
Well, I'm saying like he had a kid or whatever. You know, like they kind of alluded to like they had families and shit. But yeah, I mean, Bobby was the bad boy.
Robbie wasn't the only one fucking though.
Of course he wasn't.
And they made that, you know what I'm saying? Like the way that movie was portrayed was like Bobby was the only one.
But you gotta think about this too. They told the story, right?
Right.
So half of them are with girls that they was with then. Now. You know what I'm saying? They ain't finna snitch on themselves. If Bobby can bear all, everybody can fucking bear all. Because guess what? Whitney ain't here no more. So it don't matter what the fuck you gotta say.
I mean, they didn't even really
but I'm saying like that was the main one he was with for the longest. So all the shit that he was doing at that time, she ain't here, so he could say what the hell he want to say. You know what I'm saying? But they did go into it when they did the Bobby Brown story, the spinoff. Uh-huh. But now, shit was wild. Here's another thing, because me and the wife talked about this.
You're not down Janet, man. You're not down Janet.
Penny, baby. Man. He got Penny.
He got Janet, man.
Well, okay, so me and the wife talked about this. Back to the, I don't mean to jump all the way back. Yeah. Back to the Last Dance.
Yeah.
This nigga MJ snitched on the whole fucking team. See, I think it went over everybody's head when he was a rookie.
About how he said that they were smoking and...
He was like, I'm looking for the entire team. I can't find them. That's what he said now.
Yeah.
I go to this one room. Everybody's in here. You got girls in here. You got coke over here. You got weed over there. I wasn't a part of that, so I left. Now, what you just did was the other 12 motherfuckers on the team, you placed them in that room. With the girls and the drugs, and half of them niggas still married to their wife today. So guess what they going through right now? Oh, so motherfuckers 50, 60 years old right now gotta answer for shit they did when they was 20.
Baby, I don't know what he talking about.
Yeah,
I don't know nothing about
like this nigga snitched on the whole team, and everybody looked over that shit because it's MJ.
Well, that and you obviously like we was talking about earlier before the show started. Scottie Pippen mad and shit. Horace Grant mad.
Well, they say Horace snitched on the team too.
That too. He said he's the one that leaked the Jordan rules or some shit to the Pistons or some shit. But let me get you back on like just saying like top 5 rappers though.
Okay.
Top 5 rappers. You would say like that. Yeah, your top 5 rappers of all time.
Jay.
Okay.
Nas. Not in no particular order.
No.
DMX. I gotta go. I want to say, I say Tretch because
I like Tretch. I like Tretch.
I say Tretch because Naughty by Nature was the first rap album I got.
His delivery, man.
So I say Tretch. And 5, I gotta put Ross in there.
Wow, that's big, man. I don't, whenever I hear top 5, that's the first time I ever heard somebody put Ross in there. But I mean, your top 5 is your top 5.
My top 5.
So that I respect that, man. So okay, cool. All right, my last thing for you.
Okay.
Is 3 albums you won't live without. Rap albums, that is.
3 rap albums I won't live without.
Mm-hmm.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Okay.
Blood of My Blood, Flesh of My Flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dade album.
Wow. Now, which is your own album, right?
My own.
Come on, man. All right, before we, before we get out of here, man, definitely know how my followers and your followers, obviously, we got here on the live feature thing. Let them know how they can reach you.
Okay, you already know you can follow me, Yooda21, Twitter, Instagram. Here on Facebook. If you ain't got this page, which you should if you're watching. If not, you can follow Yooda, YOODA. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got that Dade album. Salute the Sad Wines. Salute the Big D. Salute the Moon. Salute the Diva J. Munchie. Got Milo. Salute the Romey-Mak. Y'all already know. Salute the Anya. I see you.
Yeah, what's up, sis?
Los,
what's going on?
You know what I'm saying? Everybody who pretty much support the Yooda movement, salute. I see T on here. See you, cuz you already know it's love. Yeah, you support the Yooda movement. If I never said anything, believe me, I appreciate it 100. So, and my kids, dog. Like, my kids, I think my kids are bigger fans of me than my wife. And she been there from almost day one. And I think they bigger fans than her because they just be, it's like crazy when they realize, like, they discovered the YouTube age and, like, their eyes lit up. Like, oh, shit, like, daddy really out here.
And I mean, you already were a star, but now it's like, damn, daddy is a superstar. Right. You gotta love that, man, where, when you can see that influence that you have on your kids. Because who knows what your daughters are doing and your son, you know what I'm saying, as far as how they feel about music and stuff now because of you.
Especially him, like, he's in the like, oh man, we got tortured last night. Me and the wife, we got tortured last night. He did his YouTube video, and he figured out how to make it a premiere and all that stuff. So man, we got tortured. We had to watch it last night. We got tortured, but guess what? We were proud of the fact that he figured out. Like, none of us helped him. He went in there, he figured that shit out. You know what I'm saying? What
about the how's he doing with the wrestling thing, man? Because I know
that was part of the YouTube video.
Because I'm telling you, I taught the nephew that I'm telling you, he was schooling me. I was like, man, you know,
like he figured all that shit out on his own. Like, I could have easily told him, like, I got the Final Cut Pro where he could have edited. No, he did it on his phone. He did everything like da. Like, now I'm more like pushing him. Okay, do more. Like, go on top of the football. He got his broadcasting. He got his wrestling. That's why I said injecting a female into his life right now, that's toxic. I would never do no shit like that.
Distraction, man. Straight distraction. Yeah, well, of course, you know what I'm saying. You can obviously follow, you know what I'm saying, Romey-Mak in the J.E.T.Sense movie on movie. Excuse me, I said fucking movie.
Hey,
one day a movie.
It's always a movie, baby.
But like on Instagram, you can follow on like at J.E.T.Sense the podcast and at official at the official Romey-Mak page. I think that's what it is. Fucking follow the YouTube page and it's got all the links on it. That's probably better. J.E.T.Sense Podcast Central YouTube channel. You can follow the different things that come up there. But of course, big bro, like I said from the beginning, man, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
Being
having
up here, having this exclusive like live here in person, man. This is mad fun just to kick it, talk sports, talk father, talk parenthood. You know what I'm saying? Talk again how we feel about, you know what I'm saying, like our women and stuff like that, and getting the feedback live right here, like through Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Facebook Live. But you know, what I mean, you got anything that you want to say before we close out?
I want to say, make sure y'all go ahead, stream the J.E.T. album. Listen, this album is special. It's not even special because I did it. It's special because it's a history lesson on Dade County. Like, there's history lessons buried into this project, from titles to situations that happened in Dade County. It's people who live in Dade County their whole life and don't know half of the shit that's on this album. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really researched and done our homework on a lot of things that happened, and the only way people, because nobody paid attention to history. I mean, I did because I'm into history, but it's a lot of shit that happened that nobody really paid attention to. Like, I'll play something for somebody and they be like, "Shit, that happened? When? Yeah, and it happened here. At this point in time." Yeah. And they don't know, because nobody watches history when it happens. Like, at some point, this Trayvon Martin shit is gonna be a history lesson. You know what I'm saying? Even though we lived through it, and you know, it's relevant because it dealt with black people in the whole. Like, the racism was there, everything was there, so everybody was on it in the whole. But at some point, this is gonna be a history lesson. This shit is gonna be in the history books. It might not be written the way we remembered it. I guarantee you, they're not gonna write it that way. But it's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of history, I gotta give a shout out because this person just logged on. Hey, Kyrie, the work that you put in on that album, Kyrie, if you listen to it, Kyrie is the last track on the album. He's a historian. He's a Miami historian. This man gave me some gems. You know what I'm saying? In the short time that we was together for, you know, him talking on the album, he gave me some gems that I never forget. Like, he told me some shit that I never even know about Miami. You know what I'm saying? So salute to you, Kyrie. You already know it's love all day long. So, you know, that's that.
Alright, well, you know what I'm saying? This is Romey-Mak. I'm here with Miami's own Yooda right here. We out. Peace.